Welcome back to Wandering Wiley. I want to take a moment and thank all that have subscribed and watched my videos so far. I greatly appreciate your support and thank you. In this video, we'll be making stops at Lee's Crossing, Four Corners Monument, Mesa Verde National Park, and Chaco Canyon. So stick around and check out some must-see places. Wow, check out that cloud bank. I'd really love to boondock in this national forest. It reminds me a lot of Minnesota in June. Coming out of the national forest, we drop down a steep and curvy highway to the valley floor below, which is surrounded by stunningly beautiful rock walls. I just pulled over here for the view of the small canyon below. Sometimes you just gotta get out of the truck and take in the view. This is the road down to Lee's Crossing on the Colorado River. It's really a beautiful scenic drive down into it. And there's the river that carved the Grand Canyon, the mighty Colorado. This is a walking bridge that goes across the Colorado just above Lee's Crossing. It was so windy out there. I had a heck of a time keeping my hat on, standing up, holding a camera. It was terrible. After driving a few more hours, I made it to Four Corners Monument. Obviously it was closed, but they had a big gravel parking lot that I parked in overnight. Four Corners Monument is a unique place where Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico join. I personally wouldn't drive out of my way to see this, as it is mostly vendors selling their wares. But it was on the way to Mesa Verde National Park, so I had to stop. This is Mesa Verde National Park near Cortez, Colorado. I followed this road for 30 miles or so into the cliff dwellings. It had some stunningly beautiful views, and the lady at the Welcome Center told me she had never seen as much snowfall as that year. This was a rest stop. I believe it was about halfway to the cliff dwellings. That's a beautiful view of the valley floor below. After driving for what seemed like hours, I arrived to see these great structures that have survived hundreds of years and were at one time people's villages and homes. The amount of work and time it must have taken these primitive folks to construct these villages is truly awe-inspiring. Everything would have had to have been packed uphill or down from the top of the cliffs. Just a phenomenal feat. The people of this area had an interesting life. They originally lived on top of the mesas in these underground huts, and then finally moved down underneath the cliff overhangs. Okay, it's time to head back down before it gets dark, and we're going to be on our way to New Mexico, the famous Chaco canyons. If you ever watch videos on Chaco Canyon, I think everyone will agree that the two entrances are some of the longest, worst dirt roads in all of North America. They're all washboard, some areas are washed out, and they're just pure long. I got to Chaco Canyon long after dark. Fortunately, they had a campsite open. And by the way, it was the first paid campsite for me since the start of the adventures to Utah. The people from the villages in Chaco Canyon predate the folks who built the cliff dwellings in Mesa, Verde. No matter how you look at it, all these structures are quite impressive for a primitive people to build. Unlike Mesa Verde with the cliff dwellings, at this park you're actually able to kind of walk through some of the dwellings and some of the sites up close and personal. The amount of structures in this park is just amazing. It's about 25 miles of all dirt road, and a lot of it looking like this. Very washboarded. I would hate to come out here in any rain. Not to mention, if you got anything hanging on your walls at your RV, it'll be on the floor. Beautiful drive, but real rough. Okay, on to Oklahoma to see my uncle for a day or two, and then back home to Minnesota. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for some more adventures.